welcome to Change Nation. Les Brown is an incredible man. Many of you know him as probably the world's best motivational speaker. Well, he's here with us today on the show to inspire most of you to finally maybe pursue that dream that you've thought of, to help us live happier lives, to be more fulfilled, and just to get the juice out of life. He also has an incredible personal story that I'm sure we're going to touch upon as well during the show. So welcome, Les. What a great honor to have you on the show.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, but let me do a little correction there. I believe that Tony Robbins or Zig Ziglar, they're number one, number two. I'm a very close third, though. But,
and you know what?
But I'm gaining on them.
Humility is one of the keys of success, so thanks for saying that. So Les, our show is all about change.
Yes.
And we have a lot of change agents and people who inspire change in others. I guess one of the first questions I wanted to ask you is, what is the hardest change that you've ever had to go through?
Being the person that I am now. You know, they ask George Bernard Shaw if he had his life to live over again, looking at all the people throughout history that he's known, who would he like to become? And he paused, and without blinking, he said, I'd like to become the man I never was. And when I look at my life, the most difficult thing I've ever done was to make the decision to become this person that I am now. It took me 14 years. 14 years. I had someone say, Les Brown, you can do more than be a disc jockey. I was a disc jockey for many years in Columbus, Ohio. And he said that I could talk to corporations, organizations about leadership, about their potential, about living their dreams. And I resisted him. I said, look, I don't have a college education. I was labeled educable, mentally retarded. I've never done the things that I'm going to be talking to them about. How could I possibly do that? And so while I was talking to him, all of a sudden, the phone went dead. So I called him back. I said, hey, we lost the line. He said, we didn't lose the line. I said, what do you mean? He said, I hung up because when you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. I said, whoa!
Well said.
And so I said, I hope you win this conversation. You know? But that was the most difficult part because I did not see and had no idea, any inkling that I could become this kind of person that I am right now. And so just one, believing that it was possible, that was the most difficult part. It took me years to get to the place to have the courage to do the things necessary to bring about the transformation.
So what are the beliefs that you have today? What are those rock solid beliefs that no matter what you feel are yours? And
well, I believe that it's possible, that all of us can change, that we can all have our dreams. It's very important that we get out of our head and get into our greatness. I believe that we all have the potential for greatness, but greatness, it's a choice. It's not your destiny. It's choices that we make every day, and that you've got to make choices outside of your comfort zone, which Brian Tracy calls the danger zone, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been.
Did you know what you were great at? I think a lot of people don't know, or they've become so disconnected from their gifts or their dream or what they actually would love to be.
Interesting you should say that. I find that most people are not living up to their true potential and manifesting their greatness. Number one, they don't know what they have going for them. Number two, they don't know how to earn money, money doing that which they have going for them, that which comes naturally to them. And the third thing is that they don't know how to get access to the people that will pay them money for what they do. You know, I think that I did not know, and most people don't know, and you have to experiment in life in order to find it. What is it that resonates with you? And most of us have the ability to do a variety of things, not just one particular thing. That I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a trainer, I train speakers, I teach people how to connect with their personal power, to do more, to discover their power voice. So we all have so many things in us. I remember the line in Lion King, Simba, you are more than that which you have become. And I think every day that we have to remind ourselves that we're more than what we have become thus far, and that life is about challenging and taking some risk. Viscott said, if you're not willing to risk, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there?
So Les, in what way today in your life are you way out of your comfort zone?
I think I'm out of my comfort zone when I look at the fact that, particularly the work that I enjoy doing in prisons, that when I go into those types of environments, I have a passion for prisons because my mother was once incarcerated. I'm adopted. And so when I go in there, that to be able to create an environment where people can say within themselves, I can, in spite of the inhumane treatment that I'm receiving while incarcerated, in spite of the fact that I'm no longer a person, I'm a number, in spite of the fact that I'm in an environment where they're designed a system to make me bitter rather than to make me better, to give them some hope in the midst of that, and to give them the mental stamina to hold on, because that's one area that I can't say I can identify with you. I've never been incarcerated, so to speak to an environment and to circumstances that I've never experienced myself, that's where I'm uncomfortable. Most other situations that I talk about with people, those are things that I've experienced. So when I say you can make it, I'm talking from a place of knowing. When I now go into a prison, I'm talking to something that I believe, but not from my own experience. So that's where I'm out of my comfort zone.
Is there I mean, I get a lot of like just generosity of heart just sitting in front of you. Is your driver to serve? Is your driver to contribute? What drives you?
It is to serve, because my mother, she adopted 7 children at age 46, and I always say that all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. That's an Abraham Lincoln quote. I saw a sign once that said, God took me out of my biological mother's womb and placed me in the heart of my adopted mother. So I'm very much like her. They called me Mamie Brown's baby boy. So she never met a stranger. She loved to serve. She had a passion for people, and I have a passion for people. And just because of things that I've done, I realized that if I needed someone to believe in me, and I now say that sometimes you have to believe in somebody's belief in you until your belief kicks in. So it's not even necessary that you believe sometimes. You just need a little help to get over the hump. So I think it is my desire to serve, to help people. That's what turns me on, and that's the Mamie Brown factor in me.
Is there something that you do on a daily basis? Are there habits? Do you meditate in the morning? Do you take care of your body? Like, what are habits that create
I have 20 minutes of
who you are?
meditation when I first wake up. First of all, I'm glad to be here. So, I said, I'm a 14-year prostate cancer conqueror. As I talk to you now, my PSA, which stands for prostate-specific antigen, is 381. 1 to 4 is normal. And I'm cancer-free, I'm debt-free, and drama-free. PSA for me means positively staying alive. And trust me, it's better to be seen than to be viewed, all right?
Very much.
So I get up in the morning and I meditate, and I laugh a lot. I'm glad to be here. A funeral was coming by one day, a funeral procession. I started laughing. The guy said, such a tragic situation, why are you laughing at that? I said, I'm not laughing at them. I'm so glad I'm out of that casket, I don't know what to do. I'm not ready to go yet. I'm having a good time, But I laugh a lot because I found that 1 minute of anger weakens the immune system for 4 to 5 hours.
Wow.
1 minute of anger. And 1 minute of laughter boosts your immune system for over 24 hours. So after I get through the day, you won't get sick for 10 years, all right? And then I read 10 to 15 pages of something positive every day. Think about that. I review my goals that I've written down the night before, what I wanted to get out of the day rather than just get through the day. And then I have an affirmation, Lord, whatever I face today, together you and I can handle it. And that starts my day. Because whatever you experience, whatever you read, whatever you hear, the first 20 minutes when you wake up in the morning, it affects the spirit of your day.
You mentioned the Lord, your spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs. Are you guys working in tandem, or do you think a lot of it is kind of up to you to go do in this life? Like, some people are confused. How much of this is God's work? How much of this is my work?
Well, first of all, I think religious people are afraid of going to hell, and spiritual people have been there. To me, I believe that when you get up in the morning and you have operating out of the thinking of Charles Udall, who said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. My whole goal when I wake up in the morning, what is it that I can do? What difference can I make? What impact can I make? What level of light can I bring to a situation of darkness, or a word of encouragement or a smile? That's what turns me on. And they said that service is a rent we pay for the space that we occupy while we're here on earth, and I'm always looking for ways in which I can serve.
We're going to be right back with Les Brown.